Excuse me. What is this?
Oh, baby.
Wow, wow, wow. It is so hot.
We said it was going to be 35.
No, it's only going to be 30, 31 today. But where we're staying tonight has a dam, and it says that like dogs can go swimming in it, but I'm not sure if we can go swimming in it, and I'm really, really hoping that we can, because I need a dip. I need to dip this potato chip body in the dam. We've just spent the last 20 minutes looking for a flat spot on this property, and there is a dam here. She said that we probably shouldn't go swimming in, but I think we're going to have to. Mehrts is just absolutely roasting. Olly's unloading the roof, and hopefully that's the quickest thing he's ever done, because I'm boiling. It looked pretty inviting, didn't it, Olly?
Yeah,
and then
particularly in this heat. But,
we asked the owner of the property, like, can we go swimming in the dam? She's like, people have done it, I wouldn't do it. We were like, why? She's like, oh, it's a little bit reedy and stuff. We went in there, it was the most disgusting swim I've ever had in my life. Yep. Truly. Like, but it looked so inviting. I mean, we've cooled down slightly, but... Oh, it's alright, darling. Poor girl. You get wrapped. Didn't you get wrapped? Should we set a tent up? Not a flat site.
No, it's not. That feels pretty level though. I think I might have found the only level spot in the whole site.
I found it.
I mean, for this table. The rest is completely out of level.
Yeah.
Be a bit nicer once the bugs settle down. I imagine they will by the time dark settles in. Mehrts seems pretty happy.
We got absolutely destroyed by mosquitoes last night. Olly bought a new brand of mosquito coils, and I think they might have been like an all-natural one. And like the citronella is supposed to like keep the mozzies away or inhibit them from biting, but didn't work. Did not work. I was wearing a dress because it was hot, and so I've got bites all the way up my legs. So from now on, we're going full-on insecticide, Mortine, mozzie coils. Because I can't live my life this way. I just can't. Olly, what mozzie coils are we going to buy?
I'll show you.
Say it with me. Insecticide.
No.
Insecticide.
Earth Tiger. Made them fresh out of Malaysia. Beautiful, mate.
No good. So is it like an all-natural one?
No, of course not.
Well, then they just suck.
Well, it says the active constituent is D-elethrin. So if anything else has the same active ingredient, then I suppose we steer clear of it.
Absolutely rubbish.
Beautiful. It's got a tiger on the front. Come on.
Earth Tiger. Is that even real? All tigers live. devastating happened at our last campsite at Mount Fox, which is one of our favourites, by the way. I broke my slides, my Superga green slides, and they were just so good. Now look what I have to do.
Real tourist now.
No, 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 no. I need slides. I'm hoping Cairns is going to provide me with slides, because this is the worst I've ever felt about myself. It's the most self-conscious I've ever been in my life. Socks and Tevas. Like I'm literally every dad in the 90s with his socks and his reefs on, except that mine don't have a really cool reef pattern across the toe.
It looked like a picturesque spot, but what you couldn't see in the videos was the thousands of little devils destroying us the entire time. We've been used to mozzies late in the evening on this trip, but this was just full on, full time. If it wasn't the mozzies or the midgies, it was the green ants. It was just miserable. Anyway, off to Bramston Beach.
Which was, my grandparents used to be the caretakers of the caravan park down there. We're not staying at that caravan park because it'll be too busy for the girl, but we're staying at one really close, a hip camp, really close. So we're going to go down to the beach and kind of bring back some old memories. I don't think I've been since I was about 10, so that'll be nice.
Let's go. Fuel economy seems to be a big question that everyone always asks. We don't do anything fancy with it. We've got 2 trip meters. One is the overall length of the trip, and the other one is how long we've been driving on a tank of gas. We get about 700 k's out of a tank of gas. We're at 420 or so at the moment. That's the one I check mostly, but then also I've got the total k's for the trip, which are currently at 2,638 kilometres.
How many to go, you reckon?
How many to go? God, 10,000? More?
At least.
Something like that.
Ollie jumped out to grab some coffee and I let Mehrts out for a little wander around, and this lady came over and said, "Can I pet your dog?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll just get her to sit so that she's nice and calm and whatever, and if you could just go underneath or on the side." She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a vet, so I always encourage people to pat on the side or underneath." And then she started patting and she was like, "Oh wow, she's soft. She's really, really healthy, and her coat's all beautiful and soft." And so yeah, it's a nice compliment, isn't it?
It is. You should have got a look at her teeth.
She is missing a tooth. She had to get a tooth taken out right at the front because she broke it.
No, but I mean the fact that I brush them every single night.
Oh, you're so proud of that, are you?
Yeah, she's got beautiful teeth now.
She does have beautiful teeth now. Well, she said she was beautiful. I know that you love me.
Why is that?
Because you make my favourite pasta.
Tre colori.
It's my favourite.
Well, hold on a second. Where's faster pasta?
South Australia.
Oh, I thought it was in Cairns.
Oh. It might be. Holy moly. We've just made it to the campground. It looks super familiar, but it also doesn't look familiar because it's obviously been updated since I was here when I was a kid. But I'm looking forward to having a look around and seeing if it kind of comes back. I wonder if they still have the same like lodgings for the caretaker, and you know, spent a lot of time in there. So spent Christmas here. Yeah, we're gonna have a cruise around and go check out the swimming because there's a stinger net here that you can swim in. And yeah.
So I think the stinger nets are down a bit further, but don't know that we'll risk it here. Take Mehrts down for a swim a bit further down. It looks familiar and something, doesn't it, Alex?
Yeah, I think it's been like totally updated from when I was here because I think Nana and Grandad stayed in that caretaker's place, but it doesn't look the same at all. But what they had back in 1998 was already super run down, so they probably have updated it. But yeah, vaguely familiar.
Pretty convinced that the universe doesn't want us to swim, eh? There's no stinger nets out at the moment, and we're like, oh, is that because it's not like stinger season or whatever? He's like, no, there's stingers out there. And also he saw a big croc. So if we can't swim, maybe we'll see a crocodile.
But we do have pies.
Yeah, we do have pies for lunch. Bit of a bonus.
Okay, new campsite. We just had the owner pop down and ask that we keep Mehrts on a lead, which we always do, because there is a cassowary somewhere behind me that uses this area as a walkway. So, and it eats fruit and from you. So we're hoping that we get a cassowary sighting, because I've wanted to see one ever since we came onto the Cassowary coast, even before then. And so hopefully we get a private viewing of one. That'll be fantastic. Mehrts has taken up her position when we set up and pack up, the shadiest spot she can find. And Olly is just unloading the rooftop.
Just going to whip up a bit of a batch of pesto for tonight's dinner. Start with a bunch of basil, pick off all the leaves, get them a bit of a wash, and we'll go from there. Just gave it a bit of a rinse inside a pot and then tipped out the bulk of the dirt and stuff, and then whacked it in a tea towel and just gave it a dry out that way. You can sort of work around not having a strainer or a colander when you're camping. The proportions of your recipe is based on how much basil you've got. Off that little bunch of basil, I got about 30 grams worth of leaves, which means that you use 30 grams of pine nuts in the rest of the recipe, 30 grams of parmesan and 75 grams of olive oil, and that should get your ratios right. So the next step is to mix up the pine nuts with like a bit of salt and sort of grind them into a bit of a paste. Alright, next grab a couple of cloves of garlic, smash them with the back of the knife, throw them in with the pine nuts and the salt, and just give them a bit of a smash around again. If you've got a pestle or mortar, it will help, but I don't have weight or space for one.
He tried bringing one, but I said no.
Once that garlic's all incorporated too, grab your basil, throw that in, mash it up as well until it's all sort of looking pretty homogeneous. Alright, next up, mix in your 30 grams of grated parmesan, your 75 mils of olive oil. If you're trying to finely grate parmesan in the breeze, just make sure you got one of your mates on the floor licking and cleaning it all up. Just a note, use fresh basil, fresh parmesan, don't use the pre-powdered stuff, and decent extra virgin olive oil, otherwise it'll taste like shit. Don't bother if you got that stuff. Come on, darling. Come here. No, this way. This way. Good girl. And around. And back. Come on. Good girl.